the range that I'm going to give you here in this video is historically wider than I like, but based on the data that we received here over the last several days, it would suggest that there's a lot more volatility in these numbers as of recently, and it makes me think that we're probably going to see continued volatility in these numbers. In other words, the economic data that is released, and to be fair with you, the very next report that we get here in about, well, a little less than a month now is going to be the first of 3 official numbers that we will need. All of these other ones leading up until now have not technically been numbers that actually truly matter because they don't use those, but rather the next one that we will get around the middle of August will matter, and that's going to be data point number 1 of 3, okay? Anyway, so I'm going to give you a range. Again, the range is going to be wider than I prefer, but I'm accounting for some of the volatility that we've seen recently and that we may be anticipating going forward. All right, so anyway, the numbers that many of you want to know, okay, this has come down substantially, okay? I just want to be 100% fair. A month ago, when I had a video out giving the range as of then, the range at that time was coming in, I was saying, based on where we were currently going and what the numbers were looking like and as far as where we were trending, I was saying between 5.5 and 6%. Oh, the glory days. Yeah, the glory days of just a month ago when the numbers may have actually been accurate and maybe not highly manipulated. But here we are, a little more than a month later, and the numbers have been adjusted. So here is the new range that I'm going to give you, and I also want to preface this before I say this. All is subject to change. In a few weeks now, in the middle of August, when we get the next number, these numbers will absolutely be adjusted. So I can come back then and bring you another update if you want. But here's the numbers that you've been waiting for. I'm going to give the new range of this, 3.5 to 4.5%. I know that it's a full 1% range now, but again, I'm giving that range, again, a wide range of a 1 full point range. Again, a 1 percentage point range, simply because of the volatility in these numbers that we've been seeing, which again is very historically not normal at all. But anyway, 3.5 to 4.5%, I would say, is where we're currently at now. Now, according to the most recent data that we received over the last handful of days here, a couple different other Social Security analysts and other groups out there have come out with their own estimates, and the Senior Citizens League, otherwise known as TSCL, which I've talked about countless times here on the channel over the last, call it 6 or so years. I've talked about them many, many times, but their estimate is basically holding steady at 3.8%. Now, Mary Johnson, who is a separate independent Social Security analyst, also gives monthly estimates on this as well. And her number, a month ago, by the way, I had a video about this literally a month ago. I was talking about Mary Johnson, and I was like, dude, Mary Johnson and I are on the same page. We think these numbers are going way higher. That was a month ago. Mary Johnson, a month ago, was at the same number as me, 4.7% a month ago, okay? Now, here's the deal. She brought down her estimate, according to these most recent numbers, to 3.7%. She literally brought her estimate down by a full 1 percentage point. So unfortunately, that's kind of where we're sitting. And what's interesting, by the way, I had a video out a few days ago where I was saying this is even Mary Johnson, again, in her little message that she was talking about, this was like, this is super uncharacteristic. This is not what we typically see in June inflation. So she was literally like basically pointing out like this is all BS and it's basically like not true at all. Again, I don't want to put words in her mouth. That's not exactly what she said. But essentially, she was just saying, like, this is very uncharacteristic. This is not what we see in June inflation. Seems a little suspicious, essentially, what she was remarking. And I totally agree. Just like I've been saying in many videos over the last week or so that I've come out and made this very, very clear. Now, the problem with this is the following. Over the next few months here, the next 3 reports that we get, literally the next 3 reports, will be the 3 reports that they use to determine our raise. Okay? It's all hands on deck now. It's no more of this practice. Well, yeah, we're going to look at the next data point, and all these other data points are going to be used to determine how much the raise could possibly be, and we'll speculate from there. No, the next 3 data points that we get will be the official reports. That's pretty important stuff. Because here we go, as I sit right now, we're a little beyond the half point way through July. We're already more than halfway through July. So